brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio. To provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. And welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, I got the one, the only, Anthony Allen. He is back in the building. Let me go ahead and, sorry about that. Anthony Allen, why don't you go ahead here, brother, and move your camera over just a little bit. Just a little bit here.
This way?
Yep. A little bit over to the other side. Other side a little bit. No, other side. Yep. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
Absolutely. Anthony Allen, let me tell you something. We've been missing you. We have. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Okay? Anthony Allen is in the building. Folks been asking about you for a very long time. You know, I want everybody to know it took us a little bit coming on here because of the connection. But please believe we had to try and we got it right. So make sure you guys do your due diligence. You hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? Absolutely. Anthony Allen, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself to our beautiful crowd? We got some newcomers here. They don't know who you are. And when we speak about you, it's like you're a king somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So they just want to know who you are. So if you could just, just give us a brief introduction, sir.
Anthony Allen, Commissioner Allen, to be exact. I am a sitting commissioner in the Anderson County, Oak Ridge area. And I like to call myself the sane American because we, as conservatives, we have to be sane. We have to understand
Absolutely.
The culture that we're living in. And we also have to understand how to leverage the culture with our politics. It's very, very easy to kind of like go back to liberalism if you don't understand conservatism. And I want to say too that I am a Breitbart guy, okay? And Breitbart has a doctrine that says you walk toward the fire. And that's what we as conservatives need to do. They're going to call you names. They're going to just mess with you because they want to defeat you. But you have to always continue to walk towards the fire. The other thing that Breitbart says that politics is downstream from culture. And so what we do here and what Jermain Botsio does so well is that he leverages and he triangulates culture with our politics. So we do talk about culture here because we want people to understand where we're going with our politics.
Absolutely.
And if you stay on that track, then you will be a conservative.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. All my friends, especially the black ones, I done turned them conservative. Yeah, it's hard to be around me and not pick up these traits. You get what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yes.
Because I make it make so much sense. You know, and plus I stay roasting liberals all day. So usually if you fall in that category and you have that mindset, my goodness gracious, you ain't gonna be happy. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be happy at all. So a lot of folks, especially the black guys, they have to change to be in the atmosphere. Let me tell you. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We got an awesome show lined up for you. Anthony Allen, before we begin, let me tell you something. I am being chased by liberal buffoons from here to Pakistan. The other day, I have some black folks that used to go to school with me back in junior high. You know, this guy found out, you know, what I was doing. You know, I haven't seen him for probably about, God darn, 25. Maybe, about 25 years. In a long time. He don't even know me. You know, he came and saw me. He hopped on the page, and he was really roasting. Well, he thought he was roasting me, and he was questioning my blackness. He didn't like what I was posting. He didn't like what I was saying about Ilhan Omar. He sent me a nasty message, and let me tell you something. He called me a little bit more than a coon. So, Anthony Allen, you know what it means to be a black conservative and a black person who is thinking, walking, and talking for the Lord. Let me tell you. With that being said, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to piss off some more folks.
Hey,
I'm trying to add to the list.
Let me say this because I saw that post, and I had some words because you hadn't seen this guy in 20 to 25 years, and he's still 12 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this guy has not matured. He has not grown. He wants to talk about some high school things. We all had trouble in high school in some form or fashion, but you know what? Obviously, he hasn't grown from his high school experience. You have, Jermain Botsio. You are a much better man. You are a businessman, and he's still talking about what happened in high school.
Yeah.
How old is this guy? 12?
That's what I said. I just couldn't believe it, Anthony Allen. Like, am I supposed to keep the same views that I had in high school and junior high?
Yeah, that's what
it's crazy to me. And he's questioning my blackness. You know, it's just crazy. It is. But this is the type of stuff that, you know, we go through just so that we can have a good life and be able to do the right thing. We have to go through these type of battles. And that's why, you know, I really appreciate you, Anthony Allen, because in my eyes, you're a shining example of how black men and young black men should be conducting themselves. You get what I'm saying? They're not going to sit back and cry about racism all day, worry about other folks' blackness and what they're doing. I mean, you're doing what God put you on earth to do, and you're not worried about color. So, you know, I love that about you. With that being said, let's go ahead and get rocking. Let's get the flaming first one up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. It's going to get hot and heavy in here real quick. Real quick. All right? Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. All right? And if you can, if you can, make sure you help us out, ladies and gentlemen. You hit that donation. Throw some ducats in the bucket for me and your boy, all right? I added Anthony Allen's tag on there. All right. Let me tell you something. Anthony Allen has been a part of the team for years. If you've been on this program, you've watched this show, you know he has been integral part of this program for years. So please, oh please, ladies and gentlemen, show some respect. All right? Absolutely. First one up, I want to speak to you guys about a very, very silly person. All right? Maybe Jesse Smollett too. I don't know. But there's something going on. He kind of looked like Jesse Smollett a little bit. You get what I'm saying? He does. That's why I call him Smollett too, because he looked like Jesse Smollett. He go by the name of Don Lemon. Okay? Let me tell you something. Don Lemon went to jail. He went to jail. He bonded right out because you know them folks. They usually like going through the back door, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Let me stop. But still, Yeah, Don Lemon, he got out real quick. Yeah, I want to go ahead and run this, and when I come back, I want to speak to you guys about it. All right? The first one, let me tell you something, is the correct newscast on him. And I'll be playing a second one that is the Elite's cast of him. You guys take a look at this. Here we go.
Disgraced ex-CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested early Friday over the anti-ICE protests that stormed a Minneapolis church during Sunday service, according to his attorney and Attorney General Pamela Bondi. Don Lemon was taken into custody by federal agents in Los Angeles, where he was covering the Grammy Awards, Lemon's attorney Abby Lowell said in a statement shared with multiple reporters. He was one of 4 people arrested by federal agents early Friday in connection with the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota, Bondi later confirmed in a statement. Lemon, who had been documenting the increasingly violent protests following the shooting of Renee Nicole Good, live-streamed himself alongside demonstrators with the Racial Justice Network storming into the city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota, as they called out resident pastor David Eastwood, whom they accused of moonlighting as the acting field office director for ICE in the North Star State. Some service disruptors chanted slogans heard at the dozens of other protests that have wreaked havoc around Minneapolis, while others specifically slandered Eastwood for supposedly misrepresenting the ideals of his faith through his support for ICE. Lemon spoke with the congregation's lead pastor, Jonathan Parnell, who said the bombardment was shameful.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
The Department of Justice announced a probe into the demonstration at the church for potential violations of civil rights laws, specifically for interfering with Christian worshipers, according to a post on X. Harmeet Dillon, the Justice Department's Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, chided Lemon on social media. A house of worship is not a public forum for your protests. It is a space protected from exactly such acts by federal, criminal, and civil laws. Nor does the First Amendment protect your pseudo-journalism of disrupting a prayer service. You are on notice, she wrote. In a follow-up post, she noted that the FBI had been activated and accused the protesters of desecrating a house of worship. Lemon had dismissed calls for him to be prosecuted for joining in with the group and defended his actions as protected under the First Amendment. The MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true, Lemon said, claiming he had no affiliations with the organization, defending his actions as, quote, an act of journalism.
Bow. So there you guys go. All right. You see Don Lemon. You heard the newscast. I think that was a very, very accurate newscast, accurate portrayal of what happened. Brother, what do you think about this here? Don Lemon, he's thinking that he didn't do nothing wrong. What do you think?
Well, Don Lemon, he did do a lot of things wrong. And you can look at it from a spiritual standpoint and a legal standpoint. When I saw what Don Lemon did, the first thing I did was I jumped to the scriptures. I said, I know exactly what's going on here. And if you turn to Matthew 21:12, you can find out what happened in this instance. Because it says, Jesus entered the temple area and drove out all who were buying, selling there. He overturned the tables of the money exchangers and the benches of those selling doves. It is written, he said to them, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a house of den of robbers.
Yeah.
Now, what happened there was Don Lemon, he thought he was Jesus overturning the tables. The people were already in the house praying. Okay, they were using the Lord's house in the correct fashion. It wasn't a house of thieves, as Don Lemon wanted to portray it. He is the one that is in the wrong for this because he did the exact opposite of what the scriptures say that you are to do. He was the devil in there. The people were there praising God, doing all the right things. It was not a house of thieves. And then guess what? Don Lemon comes in. And this idea that somehow he can protest in a house that is correctly doing what it is supposed to do, he is absolutely wrong spiritually. Now, he is also wrong legally, too.
Yeah.
Because there is the FACE Act, okay? And that's a very, very important act. And I believe that Don Lemon will be, charged under the FACE Act. And this is where you really, what's the word here? Where you impede people from performing their duties. He impeded that pastor from performing his duties. He went in there and he was trying to block people from praying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the FACE Act. The FACE Act was really designed for abortion clinics. You cannot block entrances. You cannot hold people captive. You cannot intimidate people when you're in an abortion clinic area. And that's what Don Lemon did. And for that, he will be charged under the FACE Act. He's in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely. He's in a lot of trouble, and people like him, Nikema Levy Pounds, a black civil rights pro-black leader, was there,
Right.
and some other bunkmate of hers. They got arrested. Well, they got arrested first, and Don Lemon got arrested last. And these people are saying that all they did was go there and ask questions. This is them being persecuted because they're black and they're standing up for immigrants. This is what they're saying. And
Yeah.
I don't believe that at all. These people went over there because they claim the pastor had ties to ICE officers and ICE agents and supported ICE. All right, this is basically why they went there. And they went there to go harass the pastor. And that's what you saw in the video. You just can't get around it. And these people thought that it was good to do that. Nicki Minaj said something that really stuck out. Don Lemon wouldn't go do this to any other religion. Do you agree with that? Do you think he would go to the Muslims?
No, Don Lemon would not go to any other religion except Christianity.
Yeah.
He would not go to the Muslims to do that. They would literally throw him out of there, bodily throw him out of there. And he went to this church. He probably scoped it out and understood the church was very, very passive. They probably understood that that church did not have a security team. A lot of churches these days now, we have security teams. We have people walking the grounds inside, making sure that things are safe. And they scoped it out. This church did not have a security team, and they decided to exploit that.
Yeah.
But you're exactly correct. People are now attacking Christian churches and Christian concerns. That's why Donald J. Trump had to bomb those people over there in Nigeria.
Yep.
Because he wanted to protect the Christians. And he is very, very concerned about all the activity that is happening against Christians now in America.
Absolutely. Christians are under attack all over, and you just can't get around it. The black community, you would think with all the jumping they do for Christ, all the tap dancing, you know what I'm talking about, all the tap dancing, all the jumping, everything they're doing for Christ, but yet their brothers in Nigeria, they don't speak about them, right? How about the Boko Haram? They went and killed a whole bunch of Christians. They don't speak about that. No, they don't at all. And they somehow believe, and I believe this to be true because I've heard it from comedians' mouth, people like Jay-Z, Beyonce. They believe that Christianity is a white man's religion. They really do. But they don't know that the oldest church The oldest church in the world was found in Ethiopia, Christian church. So it really blows my mind that these folks do this. Now, Anthony Allen, I want to go ahead and show you another video here. This is CNN reporting on the same ordeal. All right. Okay. Now, I just want you to listen to the way they portray what went on. All right. Yeah. It's going to blow your mind. And you will see why we call these fools the fake news. All right?
Yes.
Take a look at this. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Former CNN anchor and a former colleague of mine and friend, Don Lemon, has been taken into custody by federal agents, according to his attorney. It comes after Lemon covered the protest earlier this month, dozens of anti-ICE protesters rushing inside of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, Don has said that he was just there as a journalist, photographing the incident as a journalist, asking questions as a journalist after the protesters went in, and has been very clear he was not part of the protest group. In a statement, Don Lemon's attorney says, quote, "This unprecedented attack on the First Amendment and transparent attempt to distract attention from the many crises facing this administration will not stand. Don will fight these charges vigorously and thoroughly in court." Now, I just want to quickly let you know, Don Lemon spoke with Allison Camerata, another former colleague and friend from CNN, who now works for Scripps News, about the church incident. Let's go to what she told us just moments ago.
So he said that he was covering a protest. This is the St. Paul church. The protesters had reason to believe that the pastor there was an ICE agent. And so Don, the way Don described it to me is that he was doing what we do. He was covering a protest. He wasn't conspiring with them. He knew that they were going to be protesting something. He wasn't in on their plans, he says, beforehand, which is one of the things that the DOJ has suggested. And then he stayed outside, he says. The protesters went inside the church. And when he realized that the protest was unfolding inside the church, he then went inside. And so, obviously our legal experts can describe whether that's trespassing on private property. But either way, that's a misdemeanor. And, the idea that Don Lemon as a journalist has now been arrested,
look at the way they talk
is
here.
just in an entirely different category.
It's a cover-up.
Let me go ahead and stop here. So, brother, there you go. I'm not going to play too much of it because I don't want your ears to bleed, all right? I really do respect you, sir. Really do. In your time, let me tell ya. What do you think about this? This woman is speaking as if she's a lawyer for Don Lemon. He was just there. Her colleague was just there doing what he does. He had blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. My goodness gracious. Aren't you just supposed to report the news? Why are you putting out opinion over facts? Brother, what do you think?
This is definitely propaganda. CNN News, they are covering for Don Lemon. That's what they want to do. He is not a journalist. He was there in order to incite. He has this idea that if he wants to protest someone, he can break into their house. That's what he wants to believe. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like somebody. Hey, he wants to protest them. He goes into their yard, knocks on the door, bursts through the front door, and say, "Hey, I'm just protesting. I'm a journalist." You can't do that. The Constitution guarantees that we can protest in a peaceful manner, okay? And that is not what happened here. They broke into the church, and they were not peaceful. They shut down the sermon. And if I'm not mistaken, Don Lemon got in the pulpit and tried to preach, okay? And how in the world can this man, who doesn't even believe in God, get in the church and tell people what to believe or how to believe in God? He doesn't even believe in God. And the other guy there, that guy with the beard, he is just as bad. He was there, once again, telling people how to believe in God. These guys are atheists. and they broke into a church and they took it over. And had that been your house or my house, that would not have lasted very long.
No, absolutely
to
not.
our house. But that's what they want us to believe, that it's okay for them to have a objection with someone, break into their house, and stomp around in their kitchen and living room all day long. Nope, Don Lemon is going to jail. Now, it's really strange how, Jussie Smollett and Don Lemon are similar that way. And they want to make up lies about people, and they want to, hurt people in this manner by making up all kinds of stuff. Anyone with a biblical background knows that what Don Lemon did was spiritually dangerous in his life, for him to go into the house of God and pretend as if he's preaching, disrupt the service there. And he's in trouble spiritually, and he's in trouble with the law. He's in trouble with the God, who I don't even know what God he believes in. But he's in
I
a whole
don't
lot
think
of
he
trouble.
believes in anything.
Yeah.
The LGBTQ God is what he believes in. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to some folks who donated here as well. Anthony Allen. Let me go ahead here and pull this up here. First one up, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Susan Shores. Shout out to you. Says thank you. Love your program. A newcomer. Shout out to Kristen Walker. Beautiful, beautiful woman, Kristen Walker. And another beautiful woman. Let me tell you something. Kelly Land. Shout out to the beautiful Kelly Land. Let me go ahead and give you guys the customaries. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. We have reached our weekly goal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, this here, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, is a very big deal. It really is. It's more than just him bombarding into that church. It really goes against our faith, and it really goes against common sense and decency, really. So moving forward here, I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about somebody who is on his bumper, okay? Yeah. This woman I had problems with, and I believe, in a sense, she has changed and seen a new light because of all the riff-raff in her corner. And I'm speaking about Nicki Minaj, okay? I want to go ahead here and show you guys something, because what she has done, in my eyes, she has turned a new leaf in a sense of politically, and she has really messed up the media when it comes to the demographic she represents. All right, let me go ahead and run this. When it comes back, we shall discuss it. Make sure you guys help us out. Make sure you share. Okay, we need your help. We really do. Here we go.
I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change.
Hello guys, I'm with my favorite president, the best president of all time.
And I'm with the queen of rap.
Nicki Minaj posted a picture with a Trump Gold Card, a new immigration visa that allows foreigners to pay $1 million to expedite their application. She later posted, finalizing that citizenship paperwork as we speak per my wonderful, gracious, charming president. Gold Trump card free of charge. Minaj, originally from Trinidad and Tobago, was at the White House to promote Trump accounts.
Well, the only thing is, I'm not a citizen of America. Isn't that crazy? But I've been in the States for many years. You would think that with the millions of dollars that I've paid in taxes taxes to this country, that I would have been given an honorary citizenship many thousands of years ago.
In 2018, Minaj made a Facebook post criticizing family separation during Trump's first term. I came to this country as an illegal immigrant at 5 years old. I can't imagine the horror of being in a strange place and having my parents stripped away from me at the age of 5. This is so scary to me. Please stop this. In recent months, Minaj has emerged as a vocal supporter of Trump.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. The hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all.
CNN has asked the White House for more information about Minaj's gold card.
Wow, there you go. So Nicki Minaj, she got her gold card, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give her a clap. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is when you reach something like that. I have family members who've got All right, so I gave her some clapping and applause. Okay? I applaud her for standing up for what's right, Christianity. I applaud her for standing up for the president, and I applaud her for pissing off liberals. She touched my heart. Brother, what you think about this?
You know, you're exactly right, Jermain Botsio. She pissed off so many people, and so did Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah.
And I said earlier that politics is downstream from culture. And what Donald Trump does so well is that he can take the two and put them together, okay? They hate Donald J. Trump, but then they love Nicki Minaj, and now they're together. And so Trump knows that in order to push his agenda, effectively, he's going to have some people that are involved in the culture. That's why politicians, like we talk about the culture sometimes. We talk about football, baseball, and basketball because people understand that. And so Trump, he is very good at putting the culture with the politics, because now what can you do? All these young people love Nicki Minaj. They love her style. And guess what? Now she is associated with Donald J. Trump.
Man.
And so that's a very, very powerful move for him. And he does it quite well. Everywhere he goes, he finds some cultural icon, and he wants to be seen with them. And he's been doing that all of his life.
Yeah. I think it was a very good move. Now, I did question it in the beginning. I did. And you know me, Anthony Allen. Shoot. Yeah, I'm a logical guy, and if it's not logical sometimes, it's hard for me to go along with it. You get what I'm saying? But after I did some research, and I seen the stuff that she was saying, and the fact that when the people were on her bumper, she said, you know what, I'm going to stand strong and remain firm and not buckle. That's what made me say, okay, maybe there's something going on here. And from her doing that, she was at a summit where she spoke about what was going on in Nigeria. She was with Erica Kirk again, speaking and espousing what she thinks about Christianity and what she thinks about Donald Trump. And now you can see that she is supporting Trump. She's saying that she is his #1 fan. And you can see that she really loves America. Okay, you see how happy she is. When you see immigrants get naturalization here in America, they are happy. They are on fire because they can see opportunity in this country and in their life. That's why people come here, ladies and gentlemen. Opportunity. All right? Screw what the liberals say. They can hate this country all they want. But the folks that they're trying to get to vote for them want this country. They love this country. Last words on this here, brother.
Yeah, like they love this country. People that come here, people that see our lifestyle, they want to be Americans. And, I do want Nicki Minaj to learn our history, to learn our founding fathers, to understand all about our country. And I think every person that comes here should have a citizenship test so that they understand who we are.
Oh yeah.
And they should blend in and become American. I don't have this idea that people have to be black or white, green or yellow. If they want to be an American, they're going to have to learn our history, learn our lifestyle, and love this country and fight for this country. Because we have some, communists, Marxists, these liberals, and they want to take this country down. And that's what we see now. The Democrats, they are not Democrats anymore, and they hate this country. They hate ICE. They hate you. They hate me.
Everything.
They hate conservatives. They want to take this country away from me. And guess what, Jermain Botsio? As long as I'm alive, they are not going to do it. I will do everything I can to prevent them so we can pass this country on to better greatness. And Donald J. Trump, he is the man of the hour that I believe that God has chosen to bring this country away from the brink.
Absolutely. God has chosen the man we needed. And let me tell you something. I know he has his flaws like everybody else, but he's doing a good job with the stuff he has to work with. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
He is. He's standing firm on the things that need to happen. All right. And he's making sure that revenue is coming back. And he's a businessman. Everybody was talking about the tariffs. Oh, this ain't going to work. This, that, and the third. The tariffs worked. Right?
Yep.
It worked so much that Jon Stewart, all right, the guy who gave up the Daily Show, he had to come out and say, you know what, I was wrong. Right? When you get a liberal to admit they were wrong, you are on fire. You are. You are. It's kind of like that black guy who was attacking me. You know what I'm saying? All he had was emotion and shameness. He wanted to shame me. Jermain, look how black you are. You're blacker than tar. I can't believe you're over here speaking like this. You're black like train smoke. Look at ya. Look how black you are. Right? This is what he was saying to me.
Yeah.
He was talking about my parents and everything. Yeah. And then what did I do? I'm a good guy. I said, you know what? You come on the show. I'll invite you on. Right? And I was smiling. I'll invite you on. You come and you speak about how bad I am. How bad? Because I'm big and black, and I'm talking about black folks, right? And guess what, Anthony Allen? Do you think he wanted to come on?
No. No way.
You know what he said? Excuse my French. I have to speak a little bit of something gutter here. He said, nigga, please. He said, nigga, please. That's what he said.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I kid you not. He said, nigga, please. So that's what it is.
You and I have talked about this, and we're open about this, and our audience is open about this. Like, they know me and they know you. If I get called that word, it's usually from a black person.
Yeah.
99%. If someone gives me a hard time, it's usually from black people. Mm-hmm. They do not like to see conservative people. They do not like to see conservative black people. And they do not like the position that we take. Like, we're family people. Yeah. My mother and my father, they're very, very important to me. They helped me become the man that I am. And I wish I had done much more, that they asked of me than I had done.
Yeah.
But had I done 100% that they had asked me to do, I would probably be the black Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because they had it all laid out. They understood it. And, like, we all go astray. But, like, my parents are very, very important. And a lot of black people, they don't see how important parents are, particularly a mother and a father. And you experienced that. I did too. And one of my best friends, she experienced that also. And that's extraordinarily important for the development of a man.
Absolutely correct. It's the foundation that will really create great possibilities in your life. It really is. It shows you how a family runs. It shapes how you look at the world. It's the foundation for everything. And a lot of black folks, because of the feminism, because of the breakdown of the family, family isn't as important as it should be, and that's pretty sad. Moving forward here, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor, hit that like button, make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about another witch. She's from the north, though. Yeah, usually we speak about the wicked witches from the west. Yeah, you know the wicked witches, people like Maxine Waters. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, people like her. But we are speaking about the folks right now that are on the north. So I want to go ahead and show you guys this, and when I come back, we shall discuss it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right, here we go.
Whether it is the president's attacks, whether it is the right-wing smears, whether it is, this person trying to physically attack me, their ultimate goal is to stop me from being a public servant.
Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar says she's okay and will continue her duties after a scare last night. This man is in the Hennepin County Jail right now for allegedly assaulting the Congresswoman. He has not been formally charged, but he was booked for probable cause of third-degree assault. Caroline Cummings is here with more about what happened and what we know about the investigation. Caroline?
Well, hi there, Frank. So Minneapolis police say the FBI is leading this investigation into the incident that happened last night. Sources say the substance sprayed at Congresswoman Omar turned out to be apple cider vinegar. Omar says she's doing okay, but it was a frightening encounter that comes at a time when threats against members of Congress are on the rise.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was a few minutes into her opening remarks at a Minneapolis town hall event Tuesday night when this man charged at her, spraying her with a substance from a syringe. The man, Anthony Kazmierczak, was tackled to the ground and hauled away. The syringe knocked out of his hand. Sources say inside was apple cider vinegar, and he was later booked in Hennepin County Jail. Court records show he has a number of traffic violations, including 2 DWI convictions. DFL Governor Tim Walz told CBS News Wednesday that he spoke with Omar after the incident and said rhetoric from the White House about her does not help.
The president constantly attacks Representative Omar, attacks her citizenship, attacks the very decency of it, and we've asked him time and time again to stop it. I don't believe he's capable of stopping it.
The incident comes as lawmakers' security is in focus. U.S. Capitol Police say the number of threats they're investigating against members of Congress, their families, and staff is on the rise. There was a 58% increase from 2024 to 2025. Now, Minneapolis police arrested the man who sprayed that syringe, and forensic scientists responded to the scene. This is not the first time the Congresswoman feared for her safety. She's faced numerous threats before, Frank.
All right, Caroline, thanks. We have more coverage as well. New this evening, Esme Murphy just sat down one-on-one with the Congresswoman. Esme, we're curious to hear what her response to all of this is.
Well, she is defiant, Frank. I can tell you I'm standing in front of a whole lot of reporters who are waiting to hear from Congresswoman Omar, but I sat down with her just moments ago to talk about what happened. She talked about what happened from her point of view.
He said some words that I couldn't fully make out clearly, and then I thought he spit on me because there was like liquids that kind of fragmented, and some landed on my binder, some landed on the podium, and then I think I felt something here, which is when I plunged towards him, and luckily I didn't catch an assault charge, and my security was there to tackle him.
Now, she did lunge at the attacker. She says she wanted to punch him. She even joked that as you heard, that she hadn't picked up an assault charge. She said her childhood, where she went through a war and living in a refugee camp and growing up with brothers, prepared her for these kinds of threats that she actually receives quite a bit. I asked her several times how she was really doing.
I am really okay. What happened to me is not okay, but they picked the wrong person. I am not one to be intimidated. This morning I woke up and we started work at 9, and we will continue to represent the constituents that have put their hope and aspiration in having someone that was going to stand up for them.
We did hear from an aide who said that everybody going into that town hall actually was wanded to see if they had any kind of metal object on them. But of course, a syringe is plastic, and that was not picked up. Congresswoman Omar was told, in fact, that the substance was apple cider vinegar. She also said, in terms of the larger picture of Operation Metro Surge, she says she feels that we have turned a corner, especially with the exit of Greg Bavino, the commander of the Border Patrol, and the new Tom Homan coming in. Although she said Tom Homan, who is the acting director of ICE, she said he is just as tough on immigrants as anyone. She also said that she is ready to continue fighing, and she even managed to have a sense of humor. She said when she got home, her kids wanted to know if the video of the attack was...
WCCO, I think all these people are fake news actors. I believe, Anthony Allen, that these folks are complicit in the BS as well. She sat down there, she's talking about, she had an upbeat spirit, this, that, and the third. I seen the video and it didn't look that good, Anthony Allen. And let me tell you something, we got another video of it. I want to run it before I get your take on it here, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share, all right? I want you guys to see this. Now, just look at it from, objective point of view, all right? You're not a conservative. You're just you're not a walking, talking, thinking, God-fearing American. You're not that. You're just a person out in the wild, and you just see this. All right, just take a look. Here we go.
ICE cannot be reformed. It cannot be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good. And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
We're going to go back. We're going to go back just a little. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the way he was walking, it was like he was drunk. You get what I'm saying? He isn't crazy. He's stupid. Let me tell you. And so is she. Let's go back. Just look at how crazy this looked. It looked like it's just staged. I mean, it looked like you went to a bad play. All right, and you went to a play production, and they were giving the tickets half off the half off bin. You get what I'm saying? It's half off the half off bin. That's how bad it is. Take a look again.
Impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing.
It's not about him. It's about your safety. No, he sprayed something on you. You need to go get checked. Yeah, and it smells terrible. It's really bad.
Bow. So there you go. Ilhan Omar. Ladies and gentlemen, brother, let me tell you something. That right there was That was absolutely wild. Christian D. Walker says Ilhan Omar is Ilhan Smollett. What do you think about this, brother? It's a crazy world. What do you think?
Christian is exactly correct. This is Ilhan Smollett, fake, phony. The guy that had the syringe. Was he drunk or what?
Yeah,
it looked like he was just mental or something, And they didn't take him down hard enough. If it was real, if it was real, they would have slammed him down very, very hard. And this whole little fake thing where Ilhan throws back her little girl fist and wants to fight, what a disaster that is. If that was real, she would not have been trying to throw her little girl fist, right? And so like the whole thing was staged, and now they want to make her into some kind of hero by saying, oh, she was so brave, she went after the guy, she wanted to punch the guy. No, that's not how you handle a real situation like that, And this is fake and phony, and hopefully we can prove it some way that this was all staged.
Absolutely. The guy was walking so slowly, and the way that he got tackled, Anthony Allen, it was almost like they weren't trying to hurt him.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? If it was real, somebody would have gave you a Goldberg spear. If you watch WCW, WWF back in the day, you get what I'm saying? There used to be a white man with a bald head. He used to be called Goldberg. Big dude. Mm-hmm. He'll spear you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My goodness gracious, you don't see none of that. You see them just kind of give them a nice little bear hug and, just kind of walk them out. I just don't understand this. No. And I believe, Anthony Allen, this is something to take away from the fraud and the stuff that they're doing. These people are doing something that's very terrible, and they're trying to get the media's eyes away from it. They're trying to, in a sense, enrage the public so much that the federal government will just stop the investigation or somehow work with them with the BS so that it doesn't get out of control. And I don't think it will work because of the man that's at the head of it. He's not like an old weakling, weak-knee Republican. You get what I'm saying, Anthony Allen? We talk about Donald Trump, the one that beat 2 impeachments. Okay? And he's here, the one that got the felony and still won. Anthony Allen, you can't. He's hard to beat. Last words on this here.
Yeah, he is hard to beat, man. I mean, this guy, he's been tried to assassinate him twice.
Yeah.
He's been charged with felons. They raided his home, and he's still standing. And this is a complete distraction from the fraud that's happening up there in Minnesota and Minneapolis. And I believe that this woman, Ilhan Smollett, is at the tip of this whole thing. Her and Waltz and Frey, everyone up there, and Ellison, they're all complicit in the fraud. And this fraud is probably even bigger in California.
Yeah.
But it is the some kind of Smolalian, I can't even say the word now.
Yeah, don't you worry. It's hard when they're doing all that fraud.
I mean, these people are so fraudulent.
Yeah.
These Somalians, they are fraudulent. They're not that smart, but some are smarter than a 68 IQ.
Yeah.
They are telling these people what to do, and they're just doing it.
Yeah.
So Don will not let this slip. He will get to the bottom of this stuff.
Yeah, he will. He will, ladies and gentlemen. He said he don't like that woman at all. Ilhan Omar, he's very honest about it. He can't stand her. And let me tell you, I can't stand her either. Last but not least, Anthony Allen, I want to go ahead here and show you this. All right. Ohio Somalis that are being targeted everywhere in their mama. Let me tell you, Somalians are being looked at, and they're being found out to be doing fraud. I want to go ahead and show you guys this. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share.
All new tonight, new fraud allegations across the state of Ohio are pushing lawmakers into action, introducing bills at the State House to crack down on fraud in publicly funded daycare.
But many of you are raising more concerns when it comes to other programs like Medicaid. ABC6 On Your Side investigator Lisa Rontala is on Waste Watch tonight asking who's taking the money.
Guys, concerns began surfacing weeks ago after investigations started targeting Somali-owned daycares in Minnesota. The spotlight hit Columbus as we have the second largest Somali population in the country.
The second
state
largest.
says it's already received 90 tips.
90 tips.
At the beginning of this year, the first
Everybody
2
know they're
weeks
doing
of
fraud.
this year compared to 124 last year. And Attorney General Dave Yost has come out front to say the state has been chasing this kind of fraud for decades.
I have long been disturbed in the benefits community. There's a rule called pay and chase. And the idea is that we'll pay it out because we want to get the money into the hands of people, and then we'll chase the fraud afterward.
That's stupid.
The Attorney General supported a new bill to fight fraud inside publicly funded daycares in Ohio. There
Put out
are
the
about
money and then you chase the
5,000
fraud.
of those in the state. However, I did ask the
nonsense.
Attorney General specifically about more concerns on social media surrounding Medicaid and Somali healthcare aides and providers. Yost would not tell me who his Medicaid fraud unit had indicted or charged this past year. Instead, he told me to check out his website, so I did. And here is what I found. In 2025, the Ohio Attorney General's Medicaid Fraud Control Unit charged or saw the convictions of 67 fraudsters or suspected fraudsters who took more than $8.5 million combined. 3 were found to have stolen more than $1 million taxpayer dollars each. And they are Janae Corbett from Dayton.
Look at her black ass.
She pleaded guilty last year to stealing multiple identities to open 2 sham behavioral health counseling agencies. She billed Medicaid for $1.5 million and is now serving up to 9 years in prison. And then there's Robert Flory. He was a doctor operating Buckeye Health and Research in Columbus and billed Medicaid for more than 4,500 pieces of equipment that he never ordered. Again, taking $1.5 million of your taxpayer dollars. He surrendered his medical license and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. And Terry Cotton, she's from Cleveland. She was indicted last year, accused of billing Medicaid for 100 home-delivered meals per day for just 4 patients. The total bill, $1.2 million. Now, 9 of last year's 67 suspects that we found came from the Columbus area. However, few had Muslim names, and we could not confirm that any came from the Somali community.
We've got a whole army of citizen journalists out there now that are looking into things and asking questions, and I think that's healthy for our society. What is not healthy is the notion that we can connect dots by supposition and inference and not seek any further proof.
Again, fraud concerning daycares in Ohio is leading to new proposed legislation at the State House.
And
However,
I want to stop it right here. So they're looking at fraud everywhere. Now, this investigation here is very important because, in a sense, it lets you know the reason why this has been pushed under the rug. They can't confirm, quote unquote, any Somalians. But let me tell you something. The AP has confirmed it. Yeah, Mr. Botsio got it. Yeah, they've confirmed it. And I know the reason why, Anthony Allen, a lot of these states haven't confirmed a lot of these Somalian fraud and stuff. They don't want the backlash of being xenophobia, being, all the nonsense, the racism, all the crap. These people don't want it. These Republicans, they don't want it. What do you think about this here?
Barack Hussein Obama, he's the one that opened the door for all these Somalians to come in and transplant themselves around the country. That is, these were his people, so to speak, and he put them there. And now look at what they're doing. But yeah, part of that is you don't want to point the finger at the black president. You don't want to point the finger at the black Africans. Okay, so you let them do all this stuff because what they were doing is they were trying to solidify being a permanent party, a one-party system, which no matter what you do, the Democrats always win. And this was all walking around money. If there was a, election in some other state, they could just send some money over there to that candidate or vice versa. It was all walking around money, and it was just free. Ilhan Omar was at the top of it, along with Obama, probably Obama, then Waltz, Frey, Ilhan Omar, and all these Somalians around the country. It was like a network of thieves and, fraudsters. And that's how they live. They don't even have a functioning government in their own country. So how can they actually come here and be so functional and be so fraudulent? Because that's how they live. That's their lifestyle. They're pirates. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, people don't want to talk about this, but Ilhan Omar, she came from Somalia, a dysfunctional government, and now she's worth, what, $30 million?
Absolutely.
That is fraud right there, brother. You know that, I know it too.
Yep. She never worked a 1092. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being an immigrant. You never worked a 1092 and then you get $30 million because you're in Congress and somehow you got in. You know what? I don't even know how she got in. Somehow she got in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're worth $30 million. That's crap. That's crazy, Anthony Allen.
Yeah.
And I was telling folks, listen, I've worked since I was 14, 15 years old. I was out there actually earlier, helping my dad in his business, hauling shingles up a roof, hurting my back when I was younger, all sorts of stuff, and her, she was eating bananas and rice, and she come over here and get $30 million.
Yeah, impossible.
Anthony Allen, let me tell you something, brother. That is our time for today. I want to thank you so much for coming on in.
I loved it, man.
Let me tell you something. The crowd missed you. I missed you. Let me tell you something. I know these liberals, they definitely missed you. Roasting them a bit and having them cry. Brother, do you have any last words for our beautiful crowd before we depart?
Well, I love everyone. And the liberals, this is just a shot across the bow. Okay, I'm back. And we're going to have to put a warning to say, warning, liberals, you're going to have your feelings hurt, because this is how we have to conduct ourselves. We have to push back against these liberals. I have a liberal on my page now, and he's just there. He says the most craziest things. He makes these crazy, outrageous accusations. And I just kind of look at this guy and just kind of shake my head, because he's absolutely, completely wrong about everything that he talks about. And he's one of these anti-ICE activists. but he's a local guy in this small town and being an anti-ICE activist. But, we as conservatives, we have to continue pushing because we have someone in our corner now, and that's Donald J. Trump.
Absolutely. And he's going to be fighting. He sleeps about 4 hours a day or less. So he's going to be on it. So that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for coming on in. Everybody for hitting that like button. Everybody for sharing. And everybody that donated. We certainly do thank you. We love you. We certainly do appreciate you. I will be on tomorrow at 1 p.m. All right. Saturday, I'm going to let down my hair. I don't have any hair, but gosh darn it. So it's going to be real tough, So you come in, hang out with me. It's going to be daytime, so ain't no drinking. All right. I'm going to be having some juice and running my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So hopefully, we have a good day tomorrow, a good roasting day, and a good weekend. All right. You guys take care. Have a very, very beautiful night, and we'll catch you guys here later with another edition of Conservative Nation. All right. You guys take care. Love ya, and good night. Peace.